Well, welcome one and welcome all. We have reached the absolute pinnacle. We are here at NIU in Dekalb, Illinois. Diego Mijan, Kristen Hazley on the call for the USASA National Amateur Cup Finals. You are looking down at that incredible trophy from 100 years ago. It's been a century since Fleischer Yarn defeated the Chicago Swedish Americans here in Chicago. To the left, our current trophy, the Fritz Marth Cup. Kristen, how tremendous are you feeling right now?
What an exciting day for us, Diego. We are in for such a treat of a match. Two teams that have really just played their best soccer to get to this point. And talk about a dynamite matchup that we have for this 100th anniversary of the USASA Amateur Cup.
Well, we are absolutely crackling with energy and alive with atmosphere. Milwaukee Torrent, they are going to take the field in their white kits today. They are representing Region 2 and, of course, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Members of NPSL, NISA's Independent Cup, and the Wisconsin Cup. They stand across the field from their opponents today, the New York Pancyprian Freedoms from Astoria, New York, established in 1974. They are your Region 1 representatives, and you would be hard-pressed not to suppose that these are two of the absolute best amateur clubs in the nation this year.
Absolutely, Diego. We have been treated since these past two nights with some amazing soccer, but especially on Thursday evening when we got to see these two teams in action. Looking back at those two semifinal games, you have to be pleased with these two teams being the ones to meet in the final. We talk about goals, we talk about firepower, we talk about aggression, we talk about just some beautiful combination soccer. Diego, we are in for such a treat tonight between the Milwaukee Torrent and the New York Pancyprian Freedoms.
Well, as Taylor Pill and Max Ludwig for Milwaukee Torrent and Andreas Kronis for the New York Pancyprian Freedoms lead their team out for the playing of the national anthem, Kristen, I want to ask you, what are we going to be looking for style-wise and player-wise in this incredible matchup?
Well, this is one of the reasons it's going to be such a fun game for us to watch here tonight. Both teams are lining up in a 4-3-3 formation as of now. And what we saw on Thursday night was both of these teams have a high level of technical ability, they have a high level of composure, and they are all committed to the formation they are going to be playing, as well as the style they'll be playing. Both head coaches here with years and years of experience, including Jeff Pill on the sideline for Milwaukee Torrent. Honestly, I think the team that's going to come up on top, I don't know, but it could be whoever is able to string together enough passes and just find that one quick ball through. I think we're going to have a tight one tonight.
Tight indeed. I think one thing we can expect is firepower. There's a lot of players for both teams with rockets for feet, including Junior Rosero, Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo, James Tristino up top for the Pancyprian Freedoms. Max Ludwig and Javier Steinboscher are probably going to be key players and will be a handful for that backline of the Pancyprian Freedoms. Let's talk about how these teams reached this incredible final. The Milwaukee Torrent in qualifying defeated the Chicago House Athletic Club in the quarterfinal, Flora FC in their semifinal before taking down the Bavarian United in the regional final. And then here at these finals, they took down Arizona FC from Region 4. For the Pancyprian Freedoms, taking down Newtown Pride, who were a finalist from last year. That was just the quarterfinals. Then Providence City FC and Christos FC on their way to a match with Tobacco Road FC, which has seen them to this match. We are going to take just a moment to honor the playing of the national anthem. Stick around.
Got the dunk, got the poster, and gets the highlights. Now he takes the look away, and he puts it away. Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds left. Fake players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it. Oh! That's the finish. You get a layup, take it, and an and one. Out of here. forward, jams it home.
That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net.
A little fireworks in the first half. Throw it up for Tillman. Oh, my goodness. 122-6-0 for Penn.
What a swim! Six of them.
Well, folks, hang on to your seats, tie your socks tight. They are licensed to be knocked off within the 90 minutes that we have scheduled for action. The New York Pancyprian Freedom take the field in their signature blue Milwaukee Torrent. They are in the white with black accents. We're going to take a quick moment to go over the starting lineups for both teams, starting with the Pancyprian Freedoms. Joshua Levine starts in net. He will be defended by Andreas Kronis, Jax Luis, Matthew Forster, and Rafael Bustamente. In the middle, Jordan Bailon, Joseph Holland, and Luis Argudo. And up top, the high-octane offense comprised of Junior Rosero, Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo, and James Tristino. Across the pond from them for the FC Milwaukee Torrent, Sam Ortner starts in net. Taylor Pill is one half of your captain team. Brandon Kaup, Ethan Kratzer, and Davis Nelson make up the remainder of the back line. Angel Gangora, Jamie Lecomte, and Max Ludwig, who is your other co-captain, are behind a front line of Alejandro Martinez, Paco Piscaglia, and Javier Steinwasser. Are there any names, Kristen, that stick out to you having seen what we saw on Thursday?
Well, undoubtedly, with this level of competition on the field, I'm going to leave someone out. But a few highlights that we have to look at. I think Milwaukee Torrent is going to have a great game by Taylor Pill, centering that back line. Obviously, across the field, we saw the firepower of Junior Rosero, of Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo, and the connectivity of a Luis Argudo. It's going to be very tough for Milwaukee FC's backline to keep tabs on them, and that all starts with Taylor Pill keeping things organized and safe. Mentioned a few on the other side as well for the New York Pancyprian Freedoms. Looking off the bench, though, Samir Fathasda. On Thursday night, he had a massive impact for them to help propel them forward past that FC Arizona team. So moving forward, looking for that and a solid battle in the midfield.
Let's not forget to mention Javier Steinwasser, how important he was on Thursday. Listed, of course, as an out-and-out attacker, but I think we saw him everywhere minus the goal, and I think he'd be capable at that as well.
Absolutely. Javier Steinwasser, the UIndy former collegiate player, he has made his impact felt for sure, and another one of those just highly technical players that seems to have the ball at their foot.
Well, I am so excited. 100 years of history has led to this moment. The very first Amateur Cup held in Chicago. We are just an hour outside in Dekalb, Illinois at the beautiful NIU Sport and Soccer Complex. Well, the stage is set. The curtain rises. The drama about to play out. And I am not one to spoil a script. Away we go, beginning with the Pancyprian Freedoms and Argudo. Now here is Bustamante. They're going to play into the back line, get their bearings early.
Both teams here playing that 4-3-3 are going to be looking to control possession and build from the back. That's the only way you suck in the other formation and are able to move forward.
Holland. Cheeky pass there to find Argudo. Carrying up the field now. Will test his options wide. Tristino forward. Junior Rosero. Don't give him an inch. Tristino also dangerous. Back on the ball is Tristino. Dancing with it. He's going to release Junior Rosero. Swallowed up by Ortner.
And you just see there already New York showing us their technical prowess. 3 or 4 passes in that small area outside and able to get a bit of a dangerous ball played in, but cleaned up well by Sam Ortman.
Well, these attackers for the New York Pancyprian Freedoms just seem to click like my joints after a workout. Everything is firing on all fronts. It's a well-oiled machine for them. And Kronis can collect on the long ball. Bustamante now. A light press from MTFC as they just seek to control the possession.
And that's a feature you'll see here, Diego, from both sides with those 3 forwards up top. They're going to look to push the ball to one side of the field where they can then cut off the switch.
Bustamante for Luis and Kronis.
Our friends from New York are playing in blue, and our friends from Milwaukee are playing in
Kronis
white.
carrying upfield, has a run both sides, does win the throw.
Yeah, Taylor Pill taking no chances there on that right side, just taking a nice easy pop out and organizing the back line.
Great takeaway there. Ball at Steinwasser's feet, so technical. He will release a long ball, nothing doing there, controlled once again by Pancyprian Freedoms, who have the early advantage in possession. Here's Bustamante. Back for Sluis. Touched back and laid for Levine. Levine has Kronis as an option. Already the rotation begins. Testing the long ball, searching for Junior Rosero, who's going to get on the end of this and will control. Facing away from goal. Tristino is wide of him. Junior Rosero lines one up! From distance, Junior Rosero, a bullet that teases the face of goal, trickles just wide.
Already seeing the danger from Rosero. All he needs is a millimeter of space, and he's able to get something off on frame, not very far off, and that seems to be the difference between a lot of these teams.
Well, Martinez has oodles of pace on his feet. They're going to test that long ball early, so it seems. This is Nelson throwing in. Ludwig getting his first touches on the ball. Maybe needs to settle in just a bit. Offside is the call there. Yep, started in offside position.
And that attention to detail by the Milwaukee Torrent backline is going to be vital this game, especially with the speed of Junior Rosero, Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo out front, and James Thurstino as well. It's definitely not slow by any means.
Ludwig, smartly, back for Ortner. Now they can reset the possession, look for new holes and new angles. Ludwig just creeping up this near side here. Into the middle for Cope. And Nelson. Cope once more.
You see Milwaukee Torrent now on the ball, just trying to do the same thing we just saw Pancyprian Freedoms try and do. They're just going to move it around until they find a way forward.
I think the first few possessions, they tested that long ball early just to see how successful Martinez could be against this back line. Now they're controlling it a little better. Piscaglia lays for Ludwig. He will receive it once more ahead of Tristino. Tristino, good bodily positioning there. They've won it back. Here's the Torrent once again, closed down there by Balon. Sent forward. It's going to be controlled there by Gongora. Gongora wide for Steinwasser. Steinwasser upfield, searching. Lecomte not able to get on the end of that one, but the pressure does get to the Pancyprian Freedoms. They concede the first corner of this match.
I love that idea there, Diego. As soon as he picked his head up, he saw he might have a chance to play him on. Play it early, get him in. That's the whole point of moving it around, so you can catch them slow on the rotation.
It's going to be Max Ludwig, one of the co-captains for the Torrent, and such a vital piece in the midfield. Dictated the flow against FC Arizona.
Yeah,
Had
the
a great
German
goal
was
for his reward as well.
very critical in that game.
Low, driven, ineffective. Here's Pill, lobbing it back in for no one in particular, out for a goal kick. Joshua Levine in net for the Pancyprian Freedoms in the bright yellow, pushing his numbers forward. Kronis and Sluis are relieved of short detail. Taylor Pill, a little bit of history in the family, no?
Absolutely. We touched on it a little bit on Thursday evening, but Taylor Pill, son of Jeff Pill, who has had many roles within the U.S. Soccer Federation, including roles on the women's national team and the men's national team. Coached some players like Mia Hamm, Brandy Chastain, Michelle Akers.
Away goes Ruiz. Ruiz into the middle, searching forward. Junior Rosero intercepted there, nodded back. Back in control are Pancyprian Freedoms. They have won just about everything there is to win sans the Amateur Cup. They are Open Cup champions from long ago. They've won in the EPSL, in the Cosmopolitan Soccer League. And a win tonight, by the way, clinches a berth, an automatic berth for the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup.
Yeah, and you just know how special that would be to this club, Diego.
Bailon, back for Bustamante. James Tristino Turning, it's a great turn. Holland. Balon has continued his run. Balon is going to flip it for Junior. Rosero takes a touch. Rosero picks up right where he left off. An embrace, a hug, it means so much. Smiles abound. It is the Pancyprian Freedoms who are up first.
And look at this beautiful composure here by Junior Rosero. Just touches it wide, the keeper goes to ground. I mean, composure by all involved in that attack forward. Unselfish play to play it across the goal, and Junior Rosero makes easy work of it.
Absolutely lethal, this front line. They really, they took it and took it hard to Tobacco Road in the last game on Thursday. Milwaukee Torrent are going to have to quickly find an answer because Pancyprian Freedoms can threaten to take this one over the top at any moment.
For as much firepower as the Pancyprian Freedoms have, we do know Milwaukee Torrent is not unfamiliar to being down, as we saw them with a epic comeback on Thursday evening. Jamie Lecomte, Max Ludwig, Javier Steinwasser still have some time to obviously get into the rhythm of this game as they're breaking forward.
Ludwig releasing for Nelson. Nelson gets a step, cutting back into the middle, trying to find Martinez. Just too high for him to control. They're going to press. They're going to try and win it back. Argudo, though, equal to it. They keep their numbers high. Balon has to spin out of danger. Bustamante.
Pressure.
Oh, ball right at the feet of Milwaukee Torrent. Lost again. Now they have little more room to work to get it upfield. Argudo, James Thristino, and Argudo. Great ball. It's going to release early for Ruiz. Nods it on for Holland. Holland gets a step. Holland is away. Rosero making a run into the box.
It's wide open.
Again for Sebastian Ruiz. Restrepo spanks it like it swears in polite company, and that's two.
Good night, Diego. That is the second one there in quick succession. And you might have heard me just mention he is wide open. And this is what we talk about with that 4-3-3. You just cannot lose a player like Junior Rosero.
So delicate that touch just to guide it to the near post. Right past the outstretched arm of Sam Ortner, who got a jump on it.
Not much you can do in that case, Diego. That is a beautiful finish.
Not at all. Placement perfect. And we go again for the Milwaukee Torrent.
Again, not unfamiliar territory for Milwaukee Torrent. They had two scored on them in quick succession on Thursday evening. We're able to respond to that and handle business. So a lot of time left. I still think we'll see a counterattack here by Milwaukee Torrent.
And Pill. Kratzer now for Cope.
There you go.
Space in front. Nelson returns for Cope. Takes a peek. Numbers in the midfield for him. Lecomte. Wide for Steinwasser. Great touch. Cuts inside. Javier Steinwasser. Lecomte just behind him. Can he regain possession? No, it's cleared away. They're going to win it back at the midfield.
Yeah, beautiful
Kratzer.
job by Steinwasser there to attack the defense. Just unlucky for Lecomte. Ball gets caught up on his feet.
Dispossessed once again. Junior Rosero all alone. Ruiz Restrepo continuing his run. Does so well to pick that out, to guide him. Places it right in the run of Junior Rosero. Can't quite get on the end of it. Played back for Balon. Such composure to regain possession. No panic. No forcing anything. All the way back to Levine. And they can go again. That is so impressive. Here's Argudo. Bustamante and Sluis. Quickly out for Kronis. Searching ball. Forster. Did he keep it in? Yes, indeed.
Impressive work.
So well done there from the Pancyprian Freedoms. Here is Forster once again trailing end line. Floating one into the box. Argudo's going to collect it at the top of the 18. Argudo trying to work some space. Argudo! Unreal attacking prowess, composure, and professionalism from the Pancyprian Freedoms.
Oh, yeah, you've got to watch out for this team when they start getting going. I mean, we have not even mentioned Joe Holland. There's Luis Argudo, though, with his first shot of the game, and continue to look for him to find some more opportunities from a little deeper in the midfield.
Here is Cope for Milwaukee Torrent. Down 2-0 in the 12th minute of play. Testing a ball over the top of Bustamante for Ludwig, who's going to collect it, holds it up. Ludwig cutting inside, running into some pressure and countering opposition for Martinez. Martinez can't spin. Steinwasser, beautiful ball over the top for Ludwig. He's got Davis with him if he uses him. Still holds it up in the box. Flicks on, cheeky. Oh, but the run is against the pass. It's going to fall for the Torrent, though. Spinning, twisting, Piscaglia can't redirect it goalward.
Absolutely more positive there for Milwaukee. Saw a nice little chip in there, put a little backspin on there like my pitching wedge, and sat up on the end line. Better opportunities for them, though. That's still a dangerous ball in, and they're definitely starting to gain some energy.
Getting that foothold so important, and something that we've seen in these semifinal matches, that feeling out process. Whoever takes a little longer may find themselves down too little too late. Here's Tristino. Balon. Intelligent play. Finds Kronis. Wide for Forster. Restrepo offers the support. Forster brought to ground, but nothing doing. Nothing more than a throw-in for Milwaukee Torrent.
It's a great defensive series there. It looked simple, but a lot came together there. You had the forward stepping up to push wide, and then the midfielder and your right back, Taylor Pill, stepping up to make that tackle and win the ball back.
You know, it's incredible to believe that the Pancyprian Freedoms, as good as they look right now, ended up finishing seventh in the EPSL Metropolitan Conference. But of course, they lost to one of those incredibly historic New York teams. It was the Lansdowne Yonkers who finished first, who are no stranger to these national finals themselves.
I'm sure they'll be happy to be where they're at now, and it's all about playing your best soccer at the right time.
Here's the Torrent once again with Ludwig dictating the flow. That pass for Javier Steinwasser offline, and quickly the other way go the Pancyprian Freedoms. What a step Restrepo has. Restrepo!
Sheesh.
Oh, 14 minutes in and already giving the over sign. 3-0 now, the advantage.
He's just so quick.
Shades of his goal in the semifinal, opens his hips, guides it into the far post.
Solid effort there by Ortner. Unfortunately, just a little bit out of the reach. He puts that just about side netting, low on the ground. That's a tough save to make as a keeper, but, you know, nothing unexpected from the first-class forward there in Restrepo.
Talk about the different aspects of their attacking prowess. They can build up, they can hit you from all angles. That attack took about 2 seconds to unfold, and quickly in behind for the goal, right when Milwaukee Torrent were starting to find some confidence, starting to find themselves in this match. Here's Nelson. Martinez. Well, Martinez had the pace maybe to get by Bustamante, but Bustamante with great physical presence, intelligent defending.
Probably a little bit of frustration playing in there, wanting to go on his own and just being outpaced a bit, and a little bit of a shoulder pull.
So Sluis to inbound the ball at the feet of Argudo and Kronis. Wide for Forster and Bailon. Gongora can't take it away, but now finds it at his feet. Kratzer. Cope. Martinez just held up there. Out of bounds is the call. Throw in for the Torrent. In quickly for Ludwig. Ludwig switches the play. Kratzer.
Good
Steinwasser.
find.
Beautiful. To the middle, Gongora. Steinwasser receives again. Gongora leaves for Steinwasser. Good combinations here.
Pancyprian Freedoms are just so sound defensively. There's nowhere for Milwaukee Torrent to go with
There
it.
are absolutely no openings. Meanwhile, here come the Pancyprian Freedoms again. Oh, magical from Junior Rosero before he's swallowed up by the defense. Quickly, though, regains possession for his team in the blue. Way to track back and not give up on the play. Here's Forster. Forster through a gap. Ruiz Restrepo. Don't give him a touch. Don't give him a touch. Dances. Ooh. Fred Astaire on the ball. Argudo now. For James Tristino. Nelson allows that ball to trickle out of bounds for Ortner's goal kick.
Any other team, you could almost wave that ball off as running out of bounds, but with the speed that the Pancyprian Freedoms have up top, you've got to play everything out.
You can't allow anything to slip by you. Kratzer for Cope. Nelson's in a pocket of space, and he's going to try to get in behind Bustamante. Ludwig sees it the other way, though. Gibbs for Lecomte. Lecomte facing Forster. Lecomte's cross deflected out of bounds for a throw.
Plenty of time left in this game, but you do feel like the Milwaukee Torrent do need to get something going here and prove to themselves they are a very good team. Just an unlucky spur of goals there.
Great touch, Martinez. Ludwig still with him. Ludwig receives again. Martinez will get it back. Ball into Piscaglia. Piscaglia going end line into the box. No one there. Saving inbounds. No corner conceded. Clearance is effective. Ball at the feet of Gongora. Gongora trying to turn. Pressured too highly. Has to turn back for Cope and Nelson. Gives for Ludwig. Running the show again. Steinvascher as well. Now they find Pill. Taylor Pill back for Kratzer. And Cope. Controlling the ball and dictating the flow well are the Torrent. Ludwig.
Just trying to find that soft spot in the 4-3-3 here.
Great disguise touch there from Steinvascher. Still Steinvascher. Gives it. If Pill can get on the end of it, yes, he can. Flips it into the box. It's going to fall for Lecomte. Lecomte immediately pressured, fires. Ruiz Restrepo now on the ball. Quickly forward for Junior Rosero. Stays onside. 2v4, but there they go. And if this touch is online, it's going to unlock the defense, isn't it? Yep, there he goes. Oh, no. Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo. Restrepo. Oh, deflected. How important was that?
He just skated by two defenders right there. They are lucky not to concede again.
Released for Martinez. If he can get a touch, he's pretty lethal. Good closure there by Sluis. Quickly out the other way for Forster. Now Forster for Kronis. And Sluis once again. Just playing around the back line. Take a peek over here on this near side. Maybe you can't see him on the monitor quite yet, but it's James Tristino creeping ever so high against the back line. Now receives. James Tristino holding up well, gives for Bailon. First touch, whips it out to Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo.
They're so technical that it's just so easy for him, Diego.
Just no holes in their game so far. It's going to take something from the coaching staff. James Weber, Jeff Pill, Austin Bacchus, Matt Halpern, all on the touchline for the Milwaukee Torrent. It's going to be one heck of a halftime chat. We haven't even reached the first half of the first half. And already looking forward to a tactical rearrangement. Here's Lecomte.
You know, it's not that Milwaukee Torrent has played bad by any stretch. You know, they are playing very, very well. They're playing solid. They're possessing the ball when they have it. Unfortunately, the New York Pancyprian Freedoms are just that lethal on the attack, especially when you talk about Restrepo and Rosero.
Here's Nelson. Gongora leaves for Kratzer and Pill. Taylor Pill. Gongora in a little pocket. Swallowed up. Here's Cope. Ludwig wide. They find Martinez in the center. Now find Ludwig. Tries to dance against Bustamante. Finds the ball over the line and out of bounds for a Pancyprian Freedom throw. Well, a lot of history for the Pancyprian Freedoms. Since 1974, they have been a team formed in response to the invasion and occupation of 36% of Cyprus, and they have become a cornerstone of Hellenic culture in New York.
Absolutely. A special statement from Philip Christopher, the president of the New York Pancyprian Freedoms. It is the 50th anniversary of the illegal invasion and continued Turkish occupation of Cyprus. So an even more special year for them here to be successful.
Steinwasser, does he take it on himself? Does he try to distribute? Finds its way out to Nelson, drives it low into the box. Maybe not the right angle there. It's a throw for Milwaukee Torrent. Nelson once again. Ludwig. They have found a lot of success with Ludwig on the ball. Same too with this man, Javier Steinwasser. To the middle for Gongora. Weighing his options, Lecomte. Lecomte receives again. Wide is Taylor. Pill clapped for the ball, tried to find it. Instead, it finds its way to Ludwig. Now out for Pill. If he can touch this one down. Steinwasser releases Pill. Amazing technical ability. Ball in. Saved and controlled by Levine.
I mean, they are so on right now, they're not even giving up corners.
Joshua Levine, the starting goalkeeper for the New York Pancyprian Freedoms. Drills one, but it's controlled there by Pill. Second opportunity, Forster. Ball at the feet of the Pancyprian Freedoms, and here's Balon. Sluis and Kronis. Forster. Sluis. Bustamante. Tristino. His touch right into the path of Steinwasser. They wanted a handball, didn't get it. Instead, Kronis is away. Kronis checks, no pressure, gives for Ruiz. Ruiz now against Pill. Pill calling his defenders back to protect him. Ruiz into Holland. Holland pokes at it.
What placement.
Just pokes it in. Tries to find Junior Rosero. It's not on. Takes a peek, says, oh, I'll just do it myself.
Well, there he is, Joseph Holland, the Brit, just able to turn on that ball. I think a little bit unexpected. You didn't expect to be able to turn all the way around, and then whoop, little toe poke there in the corner. Excellent placement. Again, Sam Ortner, not much he's able to do with some of these efforts.
Yeah, looked up and tried to pick out Rosero, but checked over his shoulder once again, poked it free, and they are just inevitable. And again, it comes off the back of FC Milwaukee Torrent playing some really good football, finding some really good spaces and gaps, and really starting to get a foothold in this match, but it's just shut down as soon as it opens.
Well, there's two factors going into that, Diego. The first being the formation they're playing with, that 4-3-3. As we saw them have a period of possession towards their attacking third, both fullbacks start to creep up. As you saw there, quick dispossession, and the second part is this: they're so lethal on the attack, right? So as they come forward, lack of transition there, and you can't give New York an opportunity in front of goal.
Lecomte and Kronis vying for possession. It will be a throw for the New York Pancyprian Freedoms. Forster to take. We are in the 26th minute of play. Unbelievable. Nodded on and controlled. What a touch there. No foul. And no advantage played. Ball released for Ruiz. Ruiz gets a touch. Still going. Ruiz, options in the middle if he can find them. Holland just behind the cross.
And what class there. Just to realize he's got to get that in the air versus playing it across on the ground.
I think that's another point to the favor of the Pancyprian Freedoms. We've seen a few times when it has gone the way of Milwaukee Torrent that cross has gone on the ground, kind of at a full 90-degree angle. Easy enough for the Pancyprian Freedoms to defend against. Here's Steinwasser. Ball in for Ludwig. Ludwig finds Martinez. Nelson is there for him if he can find him. Instead, it's going to be in the hands of Josh Levine.
And Josh Levine, the Penn State keeper, again, still not being tested too much. That had some spin on it, though. Could have been a little tricky. Handles it well, though.
Indeed, did catch a little bit of a deflection on the way in that popped it sky high. Holland in a pocket of space. Tristino. Rosero starting his run, revs his engines, away he goes. Lightning McQueen.
There you go.
Saved by Ortner.
Yep, and that's well done there by Ortner. Unfortunately, Rosero's touch takes him a little bit wide, which makes it easier for Ortner to kind of close down that angle. If you could freeze right there, he's just about on the ball line and does a nice job just parrying that wide.
Well, that has got to be great for Ortner's confidence, who's been nearly inch perfect, but sometimes it's a game of centimeters.
Oh, it's so discouraging as a keeper to feel like you're playing pretty well and you look up at the scoreboard and you see you're down 4-0. I mean, 3 of those 4 you had no business even trying to get a finger on.
Argudo to take the ensuing corner for the Pancyprian Freedoms. Luis up and in amongst the trees. This one floated towards the back, cleared away by Piscaglia. Martinez finds the ball at his feet, and Steinwasser. Steinwasser past Bustamante. Crony's going to come do the cleanup work, and does, and they keep the ball inbounds at their own feet. Argudo now releases for Baylon. He's onside. Baylon, not the cross he was hoping for. Out of bounds for a throw.
Times there.
Just about a half hour played. The scoreline is 4-0 for the Pancyprian Freedoms. 5 shots on goal to a big goose egg.
And again, just the last 5 minutes, we've seen the Pancyprian Freedoms take more of a control of the possession. But before that, it's been fairly evenly matched with possession. It's just like we've talked about. The Freedoms have so much firepower in front of goal.
Holland
You can't give them chances.
Trying to be a little tricky there. Ball over the line for a throw. It will be Bustamante to take. Look at Argudo. Wide open. Instead, force it and win another throw. Does seem like they're just taking their time, allowing seconds to tick by. They have a commanding lead, no reason to rush, to force, to push. Of course, they will probably want a few more just to really solidify and to show out, but time management, something that these players are probably more than used to.
Well, absolutely, Diego. We talked about it on Thursday evening, the varying levels of professional soccer players we have out on the pitch tonight. 2 MLS Super Draft picks in Joe Holland and Luis Argudo, and, you know, as well as some other Greek Super League player, a couple Turkish League players as well.
Here's Lecomte, cutting ball through for Piscaglia, trying to work some space. It'll find its way out to Davis. Now Davis facing Bustamante at the back stick. It will be a corner. That looked like it was Piscaglia making that late breaking run that Nelson very nearly picked out.
Well, yes,
oh,
Levine.
he was there.
Critical touch there. If Levine doesn't get that touch, he is right there to finish that.
Heartbreak Hotel for the Milwaukee Torrent. Let's see if they can find an early checkout. Max Ludwig. Again, not a convincing corner from the German.
Not at all. Obviously, if you've got a, pre-planned play to go short there, that's great, but have not seen a Milwaukee Torrent player get on the end of a corner yet.
Well, they do have numbers forward and in the box, hoping to cause some chaos. This one from Pill.
Yeah, it's a little better.
Little better. Piscaglia was up for it, but Levine smothers the ball and controls it. Look at Ruiz Restrepo high up the line. Forster. Argudo is dispossessed by Steinwasser. They take it quickly, the free kick. Ludwig. Loving the pace here from Milwaukee Torrent. Ball out for Davis. Cope. And Kratzer. Into the middle for Steinwasser. We mentioned early that he's going to be everywhere. He's going to rotate and flip into all sorts of spaces that he can find. Martinez bullied off the attack by James Thristino. Comes to nothing more than a goal kick.
Yeah, Thristino putting in the defensive effort there on the backline shift, and well done, just shielding that and going up back top, trying to get that ball off the goal kick.
Absolutely no casualty or casualness, no lackadaisicalness.
No, and if you're New York, that's probably your greatest enemy right now. Last thing you want to see is them lulled into a false sense of comfort with the scoreline. There is so much time left in this game.
Piscaglia, Davis, Sluis is there. Max Ludwig feeling the pressure, dispossessed by Thristino, releases Ruiz, lets it drop. Ruiz now against Pill, against Kratzer. Can he dance his way forward? Ruiz Restrepo. Ortner smothers that one.
Much better job that time by the Torrent, closing down when he starts to look like he's pulling that foot back for a shot.
Piscaglia holding the ball up well against Kronis. Physicality gets to him there, throw in. And they will just let a few more seconds tick by. Ruiz. Intercepted there. Ludwig. Martinez. Oh, it's left for Davis. Josh Levine out. Brave goalkeeping. And inch perfect.
Talk about perfect, going out, leading with your feet, and somehow ending up keeping the ball in and secured in your hands. That's impressive. Let's take a look here. Leads with his feet. Whoop. Hey, that's classy right there.
What business did he have way out in no man's land? Comes up with the ball at his feet. That was unbelievable. Confidence to make that play. Steinwasser. Again, Steinwasser. Runs at the defense.
That's
Love
when
when
we
he's
saw him
able
be
to cause some
dangerous.
chaos. Ludwig. Steinwasser again. Ludwig, it's poked for him. Once more, Ludwig gives for Lecomte. Oh, that's a great leave, but just ahead of the run of Taylor Pill. Gongora, the dummy on that occasion.
And
Put a
that's
little
what
too
you
much zip, yeah.
That's what you want to see from Steinwasser there. That's where we saw him be so dangerous Thursday night, was when he started to take some players on in the middle of the field. What that does is it makes other New York Pancyprian Freedoms players step forward and take him away, hopefully opening up a Max Ludwig, a Paco Piscaglia, someone like that.
If he can get lost in the fold, that is going to be what unlocks this game for the Milwaukee Torrent. Piscaglia up. Back from Ruiz Restrepo to Forster as the Pancyprian Freedoms regain possession. Kronis for Levine. The press from Milwaukee Torrent. They escape the first level. Davis takes over, though, for the Torrent. Ball into the middle, Lecomte. Gongora, Ludwig. Gongora. Jamie Lecomte. Oh, it's a good ball drilled right into Javier Steinwasser. Maybe just a bit knee-high. Tough to control when you want it right into the feet. Good idea. They're getting creative, and I like it. Foul, though, on the play. Pancyprian Freedoms retake possession. Folks, at halftime, we are going to have another interview for you. Actually, you know what? Let me hold that thought to watch Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo go to work. Holland. Still Holland from distance, controlled by Davis and played out. Martinez, ball trickles out for a throw. So folks, at halftime, we are going to have another interview for you. This time it is with Fritz Marth. USASA's newly elected vice president. Halftime interviews are brought to you by Dunkin'. USASA is proud to have Dunkin' as a sponsor and a partner for these national finals. The National Cup runs on Dunkin'. And of course, Michelob Ultra, the other sponsor for these halftime interviews, the Superior Light beer, bringing you Superior Light interviews. Our final sponsor for this weekend, Capelli Sport. Whether it's balls, apparel, kits, gear, anything you need, Capelli has got it for you at capellisport.com. All the soccer balls that you're seeing in use this weekend, as well as apparel for this USASA National Amateur Cup Finals weekend, has been provided by Capelli Sport, who USASA would, of course, like to thank for their continued sponsorship and partnership. Here is Lecomte in the middle. Pill. Lecomte again. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. They're playing so well. It's just so tough to overcome a team of this caliber. Like in any other game, that ball through to Martinez, he's gone. But Luis is right there to smother it, cover it up.
There is, I mean, it's unrealistic, right, that you're going to hold a team like this to 0 opportunities on goal. But when they go in and convert just about all 4 of their first opportunities on goal, it's so disappointing. If you're the Milwaukee Torrent, you're still in this game. You're playing so well. You're possessing the ball. You're finding the right ideas. You're just coming up against this giant that is the New York Pancyprian Freedoms.
Well, Piscaglia, as well as Martinez, switching sides, likely for the remainder of the half. Perhaps Martinez will have a few more defensive duties. He's lightning fast, and maybe he's going to be an answer. Oh, what a touch by Argudo. Are you kidding me? Here is Argudo. I was going to say maybe Martinez would be the answer, but here is Junior Rosero. Out of bounds, just the other side of the side netting. Hangs his head as he walks it off. Really felt himself there.
And he should. I mean, the man is lightning fast. He had no business getting a touch on that. Sends Sam Ortner to the ground and almost comes up with another one.
Tough collision there between Balon and Piscaglia, who is down. Looks like he caught a shot straight to the gut. Indeed he did, and one on the back end as well.
Saw one of those in the women's game last night.
Oh yeah, that was scary.
Bit more of a direct hit on that one with a girl on the wall going down, but
Trainer on the pitch. This does give Milwaukee Torrent a brief respite and a chance to collude with their coaching staff of James Weber, Jeff Pill, Austin Backus, and Matt Halperin.
yeah,
There is Coach Pano.
Yeah, we were lucky enough to have Coach Pano join us on Thursday night at halftime. And he was impressed by Milwaukee Torrent when we spoke to him about the half of soccer that he saw. Was really preparing for this kind of game, right? A technical game that is a team, an opponent worthy of their playing style. But again, they've just been clinical on the attack. They have wasted no opportunities. They've honestly made dangerous attacks out of nothing all game.
Got to show some love. Andreas Kronis saw the heart go up at the camera. Sending love back your way, bud. So it looks like Paco Piscaglia is back up on his feet. May have to remove himself from the match momentarily. Waiting for the referee's designation that he is welcomed back into the match. So he will hang out right at around the halfway point and is back in the match. Good to see him able to play on. Cope. Test the long ball for Martinez. Ludwig going to get on the end of the header from Kronis. Ball out to Steinwasser. Now Steinwasser. Searching for opportunities. Martinez leaves for Ludwig. Takes a touch. Ludwig drills one.
Definitely more encouraging there. Max Ludwig almost finding the side netting there. Great job keeping that toe down, gives it a ride. Excellent build up here by Milwaukee Torrent.
Left there by Martinez so intelligently. Maybe a little bit big of a touch for Ludwig, but works the space well, earns his shot. That might start falling if he keeps it up.
Yeah, you were exactly right there, Diego. He just touched it a little far out, ended up reaching for it, pushes it left a bit.
Tristino. Holland off his back. Now Gongora. Cutting ball through the middle. Steinwasser on the half turn. It's great. It's amazing. Biscaglia giving it a run. Levine out. Great pick out there from Steinwasser. Maybe could have floated it a bit more to give his winger a better chance on it, but they're looking good. Of course, here's what happens is then the other way, Junior Rosero gets on the end of it, gives it for Tristino Ruiz is in the middle. Great sliding effort. Rosero is still there. Rosero, casual, causing a casualty.
I mean, there is no mercy from him, but there is no panic on the ball either. I mean, look at this. Ball reflection just comes out right to his feet there, and he is just cool as a cucumber, places it right on the ground. How many players do we see just blast that over the top of the goal? Such composure there, and he just buries it in the back of the net.
It is hard to argue with their success. Earned their place in this final and earning their spot at the top of the mountain. Junior Rosero, another goal in this campaign. And away go Torrent. Once again, same old story, new chapter. Really good football from the Torrent, getting a great opportunity, a good look. And then the other way, takes 2 touches, gone girl, goal.
Yeah, and we talked about what happens in that 4-3-3 if you do get too many players sucked up into that attacking third. It makes it easy to see what just happened there, which was Joe Holland finding a split down the 2 center backs early. And again, anyone going off to the foot races with Junior Rosero, good luck, my friend.
Well, here is a throw for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Jeff Pill can't recover possession, out of bounds for another throw. Given up, it's Balon. Argudo looks and finds.
That's exactly what we're talking about. Taylor Pill just took the throw and has to make a 30-yard sprint back to get in position.
Rosero, what a save by Ortner.
Well done.
Nelson now, what a save that was.
One of my favorite saves in the goalkeeping repertoire. Just run out at the ball, make yourself as big as possible.
Argudo on the ball. Given up there on the progressive pass. Possession regained. Argudo. Back for Kronis. Being pressed by Ludwig. Ball out quickly, though, to Forster. Good movement from Restrepo to receive. Look at Bustamante. Yep, they'll find him now. 3 minutes to be played of stoppage time. Only 3 minutes. 5-0 the scoreline. And while it's been a rout on the scoreboard, it's been equal, you'd say, for the last maybe 25 minutes, play style-wise.
I mean, yeah, you could even say as much as Milwaukee Torrent has really, I would say, since about the 20-minute mark in this half, controlled a majority of possession, but we go back to the same thing of just how deadly the New York Pancyprian Freedoms are in front of goal. Every opportunity, they're not keeping a lot of possession because they're scoring so quickly.
Steinwasser needs to bring it back. Ahead of Holland, does. Still Steinwasser. Ball sticking to his feet, dancing around with it, looking for something, smothered by a few defenders. Foul for Steinwasser, earned it well.
Good opportunity here for them to get a dangerous look before the half.
Likely to be, oh no, Ludwig will give this one up. Instead, it's Taylor Pill to serve this one in. Can Taylor Pill place this well enough to get Milwaukee Torrent a glimmer of hope moving into the second half of action? Here's Taylor Pill.
Good ball.
Ruiz touches it out of bounds. A throw for Milwaukee Torrent. Gongora. Back out for Ludwig. Back in for Piscaglia. Piscaglia for Martinez. Martinez lets it ride. Goal kick for the Pancyprian Freedoms.
And for as much possession as the Torrent have had here in the second half of this first half of play, not much to show for it in terms of shots on goal. We've had, Max Ludwig had a nice look there, but other than that, Josh Levine not really being tested too much.
When he has been tested, he has come up big, referencing that very near touch from Paco Piscaglia at the back post that was interrupted by a tremendous save from Josh Levine. Here's a throw for the Pancyprian Freedoms. Bustamante. Holland will try and flick it on. It's going to find its way to Junior Rosero. Knock, knock. Who's there? Guess who? Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo. Oh, he's going to give it up. Oh, cleared away. Delicate pass there. Lecomte collects. Forster took a stumble. Martinez. Martinez spinning. Oh, yeah, that's got to be a foul every time.
Think so.
Yep. You could hear them calling for foul, 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 foul.
Yeah.
He'll go into the book, but that was tactical. Maybe a little egregious.
A little bit, and like we've talked about with Milwaukee being caught off the other side, that's exactly what happened there. New York Pancyprian Freedoms are playing the same formation, so when they throw too many players forward, they do have to get back. So, like you said, Diego, a bit of a professional foul there, slow the play down, although not a undangerous place to give up a free kick there.
No, not at all, and it's going to be Ludwig who is lethal with his placement most of the time. We'll see if he can do a little bit better than he's shown so far this first half with the free kick or with the corners.
Yeah, I think you got to put this back post.
It's a little far in the back again.
Not that far back, though.
Not really.
Don't want that one back.
Tremendous distribution, and that will take us to halftime, 5-0. The score line for the Pancyprian Freedoms. Careful, we might just lose count here, but one step ahead, one step to go before lifting the Centennial USASA Amateur Cup, that Fritz Marth Cup, which has eluded them so far, but history to be made. Folks, we're going to take a quick break before heading to our halftime interview with Fritz Marth, USASA's Vice President. Stick around.
Still on his feet. Stevens lunges. Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County. Unbelievable.
Touchdown.
Living up to that last name. Wabash has the lead for the first time today. Said that was going to be a highlight reel. Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds left. Fake players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it. That's the finish. You get a layup, take it, and an and one. Out of here. McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is caught.
There you go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
That is Wrestler! Wrestler! Whoa!
Welcome back. It is halftime at the USASA National Amateur Cup Finals here in Dekalb, Illinois. We're at the NIU Soccer and Sport Complex. 5-0 is the scoreline between the Pancyprian Freedoms and FC Milwaukee Torrent. But now at halftime, we are going to have an interview with USASA's Vice President Fritz Marth, brought to you by Duncan, and also Michelob Ultra, a superior light beer. Fritz Marth, you are my superior light guest. How are you doing?
Thank you, Diego. I'm doing very well.
So, Fritz, it's been about 4.5 hours of soccer this weekend that you've been watching. What are you impressed by? What are you liking so far?
Well, I thought the level of competition was really good on all of the games. Even some of the games like today, where it's the score is really not reflective of the level of competition, because the games of both teams are playing very, very well. And tonight we actually have I did a count. We have about 100, just over 100 fans in the stands, which is very nice for an amateur cup game.
It's incredible. So it looks like it'll swing the direction of the Pancyprian Freedoms, but the winner of this game, we mentioned a little bit that they get a berth to the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, but what's next for the winner of the Amateur Cup?
Yes, they do get a berth to the Open Cup. Obviously, you get the pride of winning the Amateur Cup. Previously, the winner would go automatically to the Steinbrecher Cup, which we did not have this year. It was a U.S. Soccer Cup, but myself and quite a few other people on the amateur side are working with U.S. Soccer to try to bring back the Steinbrecher Cup for next year, because it's very important to our elite amateur teams.
Well, that's amazing. You were, of course, you were the Cup's chair last year for the 99th anniversary of this amazing event. Let's talk about a little bit, if you know, what went into some of what made the 100th so special and what you guys did to prepare.
Well, you're right. Last year we had it in Bettendorf, Iowa. This year we're in Chicagoland. Obviously, the facility here is a much grander facility at Northern Illinois University. We tried to do it a little bigger and better this year, as we see just from the broadcast booth here. We have a more robust broadcast. We have more fans. We have a bigger facility. We really, USASA really went out to do a really nice job for the 100th anniversary to make it something special for our teams.
So let's talk about grand scale here and the landscape of amateur soccer in the U.S. We, of course, have the World Cup coming up and a lot of big events for U.S. soccer as a whole. On the amateur side of the game, are you optimistic moving forward into the future?
I am. I think with the World Cup coming, I think a lot of good things are going to happen. I think a lot of good things are going to happen for amateur soccer. Being part of the federation, I know the federation is really gearing up to get more amateur soccer teams involved. There's so much amateur soccer out here, and they're trying to bring it under the umbrella of the federation to really make a huge soccer family out of it by the time the World Cup comes.
Fritz, you are the Vice President of USASA. What are you hoping to bring moving forward for USASA as a whole, for our amateur athletes, and for soccer in the United States?
Well, I just mentioned how the Federation is really interested now in growing the amateur game, the affiliated amateur game, and I think USASA, as the largest by far amateur soccer organization in the country, will play a large part in that. And I think we at USASA are moving forward to work with the Federation and working through that ecosystem to try to build our membership and try to build the amateur soccer landscape.
Well, that's amazing. Fritz, I want to thank you so much for your time. We are about to see the second half of action between the Milwaukee Torrent and the New York Pancyprian Freedoms. This interview brought to you by Duncan and Michelob Ultra. Our superior light guest was Fritz Marth, the USASA Vice President, brought to you by the Superior Light Beer. We're going to be right back.
Thank you, Diego.
Brewer jams it home.
That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net.
A little fireworks in the first half. Throw it up for Tillman.
Whoa, my goodness.
122-6-0 for Penn.
What a swim!
best of them.
Shot at the buzzer. Got it! She got it! Oh my goodness, what a shot!
Brady, hello. Did it again. Hello. Made the highlight reel again.
That goes to
Whoa,
Mentor and all
touchdown.
kinds of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello. There we go.
Stokes throws it, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow.
This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
Has it, leaps the man, still on his feet. Stevens lunges.
Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County. Unbelievable.
Touchdown.
Living up to that last name. Wabash has the lead for the first time today. Said that was going to be a highlight reel.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is
caught. There you go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
That is Wrestler! Wrestler!
Whoa!
8-9.
First half highlights for you,
3-3.
brought to you by
5-9.
ISC Sports Network.
3-4, 4-7.
Here was that first opportunity from Junior Rosero, just a touch past Sam Ortner, right into the back of the net. Celebrations, they'll get a bit more casual as the score rolls on. This one is Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo, who guides it near post for the second. Get ready to hear from him again. Here comes Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo once more. Says it's over, opens his hips, places it at the back stick. Holland added his name to the score sheet, poked it home before one more opportunity coming to Junior Rosero, his second of the match, to take the tally to 5 in total.
9-0.
Kristen, at halftime, we've seen a lot from the Pancyprians. Is there anything specific that you think Milwaukee Torrent can capitalize on as a way back into the match?
You know, there are a few things that, for as well as the New York Pancyprians are playing, there are a few things that leave them exposed. Honestly, the first one is going to be you've got to stop them from scoring, right? On that attack, though, as they attack, if Milwaukee Torrent is able to stop it, distribute quickly, and we just heard Coach Jeff Pill at halftime talking about how he wants them to look for an earlier service in. He wants them to try and catch the freedoms before they get organized in the back in the midfield. So look for a little bit more of an immediate service from Milwaukee Torrent, trying to get in quicker, and we'll see if they're able to have any success that way, Diego.
A reminder that this is the centennial anniversary of the USASA Amateur Cup. Back when it was known just as the Amateur Cup. It was Fleischer Yarn who beat the Chicago Swedish Americans. It was the very first edition of this championship. We do have that original trophy, which was handed out in Chicago, here at the facility. But of course, we will be awarding the Fritz Marth Cup tonight. SC Mesoamerica took it last year. We get a look at that 100-year-old trophy still on display in California at the U.S. Soccer Hall of Fame. It was SC Mesoamerica taking down Newtown Pride last year. Neither team making it to the Final Four this year, so new champions will be crowned. Tomorrow, a note about tomorrow, by the way, our game time moved up an hour as we anticipate some inclement weather. But that match is going to be between Pan World Elite and Winger FC. That's going to be at 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. Pardon me. Woo! 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, and that match sure to be an absolute joy to watch and behold.
Definitely. We're looking forward to a great final on the women's side. You know, as fantastic as this game has been, maybe something a little more closely contested at halftime would be great.
Took me a second there. Yeah, maybe. Again, the scoreline not really reflecting the storyline. Milwaukee Torrent have found their foothold and have really made a few great chances. They've just been unfortunate not to capitalize and run into a blue wall of a defense.
That's exactly right, Diego. I mean, it is really tough to be watching this game and seeing how well the Torrent are playing. They're finding their natural triangles. They're playing a long ball, short, short, long. Everything you'd want to see as a coach. Unfortunately, just not able to find the end of the net, able to find that last piece of the puzzle. And on the other side, New York Pancyprian Freedoms are giving no mercy. They're taking advantage of every opportunity in front of the net.
Well, just over 2 minutes to kick. It does look like a substitution getting ready for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Gabe Vong hoping that he can bring something to the match. He was electric when he joined the fray in the last match against FC Arizona.
He definitely was a bright spot in that game for Milwaukee Torrent. Critical piece in the comeback that they had late against FC Arizona. And honestly, look for him to be a spark. Not sure who he's going to be replacing yet, but I believe we saw him replace Paco Piscaglia last game.
Imagine that should be similar. We're about to gain confirmation from the fourth official. Our team of referees, yep, it is going to be Paco Piscaglia making way for Gabe Vong. Our team of referees this evening, Brian Wood, centers the affair. Eric Wood and Corey Beecher are your assistant referees, with Dan Ortega on the touchline as your fourth official. Just over 90 seconds. We can see both teams in their final huddles and breaking apart as they set themselves for action. Milwaukee Torrent have a Sisyphusian task, but can they climb the mountain and reach its peak, the ultimate peak of amateur soccer in the United States of America, the Fritz Marth Cup, the centennial anniversary of the Amateur Cup. FC Milwaukee Torrent, New York Pancyprian Freedoms, a 5-0 advantage. 45 minutes to be played once more. Onto the breach, dear friends, once more. Our stage has reset following the intermission. Curtains up on what should be a dramatic conclusion to the match. Referees are set. Goalkeepers are between the sticks. The players at the ready, and away we go. Ludwig. And Kaup.
Yeah, looks like Milwaukee Torrent may be shifting over to a 3-5-2 at the moment is what it's looking like.
That may open them up a bit at the back, but it should give them some sparks of life moving forward as well.
I don't hate the idea. You've really got to go all chips in at this point. I mean, you're already down 5. You've got no option but to try and get some goals in the back of the net here.
Steinwasser to throw it in, gives it for Pill. You can see the coach down on the touchline pushing numbers forward. Up, 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 he says. Good touch there. Great touches there. Ludwig.
Good
This
find.
may be the secret for them. Keep the Pancyprian Freedoms off the ball. Can't score without it. Corner for Milwaukee Torrent. They're coming out, guns blazing.
Yeah, and that switch with 5 in the middle, what that does is it allows that little run into the middle that we just saw. It looked like Ludwig make. He's able to turn, play it back out wide, and they're able to find a corner kick. But those 5 in the middle really give you an opportunity to move in and move out of those dangerous spaces.
Yep, they're going to need to feed Ludwig, feed Steinwasser. They're going to be the ones to open up those gaps in the defense, if there are any to find. Here is Taylor Pill on the corner. He's had great distribution so far.
Great
This
ball.
one's probably going to find its way up into the hands of Josh Levine.
A little bit routine for Levine there. They're going to need to use every opportunity they have at this point, but oh my goodness.
Away quickly, Restrepo, and another good save by Ortner.
Yep, Ortner doing well to just come out, make himself big, snuff out any danger, hoping he can make a routine save like we just saw Levine make on the other end here. But we see how quickly that transition can happen for New York.
It is a blink and you miss it type attack. They are finding dangerous locations and positions in a blink of a hummingbird's heart.
It's very fast.
Luis Argudo to take. Drills this one towards the back stick. Everyone rising, no one grabbing at it. Returned to Bustamante and Kronis. Kronis lifts it for Argudo, who gets a tremendous touch. Delicate as a rose. And will receive it once again, just glued to the ball, unable to be knocked off. Out wide, Forster. Forster sends the ball in, headed clear of the mark. Now Ludwig picks it up and leaves. Gongora wide for Davis. Vong on the ball. That's a great touch from him as well. Gabe Vong trying to find the run of Steinwasser, but it's Kronis away with the ball.
Yeah, and that's much better by Milwaukee. Torrent on the defensive end. Instead of just feeling panicked and clearing, they're able to find it down in the middle, headed down to Ludwig, and turn and get going the other way.
Tristino immediately covered by Ludwig, forced back. Bustamante sends a searching ball that Junior Rosero's going to get on the end of. That's incredible work from the striker. He's dispossessed. Gongora on the ball now. Finding a gap. Quickly smothered up, though. And Bustamante the other way. Bustamante goes down. Maybe a little soft, the contact, but knew his positioning, knew where the referee was, knew how to bring himself to ground and sell it. Foul there, won by Rafael Bustamante. Yep, another look at it.
Yeah, good job to just push that ball past the defender and sell the contact a little bit there. Going to have the free kick in a dangerous area. Really going to have Sam Ortner on his toes here.
Here come the Pancyprian Freedoms. How do they do from the dead ball? We've seen them do it every which way but north.
Yeah, look for Jack
Ball
Slois
served
there.
in!
Oh,
did it
my!
take a touch, or did it just bounce unkindly? Regardless, a sixth for the Pancyprian Freedoms.
Bustamante. Not sure he expected that to get all the way through.
Let's take another look at this. Just
Straight
takes an
through.
unkind bounce for Ortner, who loses track of it.
That's very tough as a goalkeeper. You're watching that flight path. You're watching the ball come in, and you're expecting a touch, which is why you can see Ortner almost leaning the other way. Very tough to react and get back to that other side, but well done by Bustamante.
Well, no good times at the OK Corral for the Torrent.
Well, we see it again there, Diego. That's their second or third time down that field in the, 5 minutes? And they've already put one on the board.
How lethal are they? There's just no telling. We do know that they are just bending reality to their will. Getting it done on the break, from possession, dead balls. There are no holes in the Pancyprian Freedoms game.
No, not at all. And if they continue to play like this, they're going to be fun to watch in the Lamar Hunt Open Cup.
I would hate to be the EPSL next season. Restrepo gives for Forster. Was his goal from the free kick. Restrepo again.
Interesting to see Restrepo in that receded position there a bit.
Well, he's been rotating so frequently with Forster, and it's opened up so much space on this it was the far side in the first half. Here he is again. Takes a touch, runs at the defense, heat-seeking missile. He's going to go clear across the field for James Tristino. He's backed up here by Junior Rosero, but he's forced backwards by the pressure. Takeaway and given right back to the Pancyprian Freedoms.
You're exactly right, Diego, on him working up that flank. And I'm thinking that's one of the reasons Jeff Bill wanted to switch them back there to the 3-5-2 to try and take away a bit of that flank. But as we saw there, Milwaukee Torrent caught out of shape. Restrepo was able to, Rosero able to receive it and look forward right away.
Here's a throw for the Pancyprian Freedoms. that they will take their sweet time to collect.
It's going to be a clinic in clock bleeding this half.
Well, it's been a clinic in everything else. Might
That's
as well
fair.
add clock management to the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Kratzer advancing. Taylor Pill. Martinez, or pardon me, that's Vong. Oh, almost got ahead of it. It will be Steinwasser to collect. Steinwasser now running at the defense.
Here he
Steinwasser still going. Steinwasser on his left strikes at it, deflected by Bustamante. Ludwig leagues for
touch.
Steinwasser again. Steinwasser flipped it into the box. It's going to be controlled by Holland. That's so cheeky. And cleared away. Oh, not cleared away effectively, though. It's going to find its way towards Gongora.
Again, we see their
Oh,
most
Lecomte
effective.
offline with Martinez. Didn't mean to cut you off. We are going to want to hear that thought again, but it is going to be following this possession.
Yeah, no worries at all, Diego. Again, we just see on that side Steinwasser how dangerous he can be with the ball at his feet. See him just almost dummy the ball behind with the acceleration. It's the change of pace that is so hard to defend.
He did almost seem hesitant to pull inside the box, though. Probably favors his right foot, but
Possibly.
when you're so starved for options, right?
I mean, you're just, yes, if you're Milwaukee Torrent right now, you're looking for any opportunity to get a shot on goal. Not really sure, obviously, from our angle here, hard to see what kind of opening he had, but worth noting when he did finally get a shot off, still was deflected by a defender.
Here's Gabe Vong. Steinwasser overlapping. Gabe Vong from distance. Save from Josh Levine. Continuously breaking the hearts of the Torrent. Here is Restrepo. Wow.
Great tackle.
Great tackle there from Kratzer to win possession back. A little bit of a argument amongst referees.
That was a tight one.
Let's see.
I couldn't even tell you on that. Boom, boom play there so quick, but throw-in is going to go here to New York.
A reminder of our sponsors for this weekend, Duncan, Capelli Sport, and of course Michelob Ultra, who will be presenting the trophy awards ceremony. The raising of the Fritz Marth trophy will be presented by Michelob Ultra, a superior light beer. Pancyprian Freedoms working their way around the pitch. Tristino giving for Argudo. Argudo catches just a little bit of a nick on the ankles and wins a free kick.
Not a bad idea here. Good opportunity for Milwaukee Torrent to get back, get into a solid defensive shape, try and win something here, and again, go on the counter.
Here's Kronis. Junior Rosero. Holland. Tristino, great touch, trips over it though. He's going to try and win it back and does. Look at him dancing on the ball, but it's back at the feet of the Torrent, out of bounds though. There's a substitution gearing up for the Pancyprian Freedoms. Arsenios Dimitro, the number 19, who is momentarily at the bottom of your screen. Ball back at the feet of the Torrent. Dimitru will have to wait another moment for his entrance. Ortner out for Kratzer. 57 minutes played. Kratzer for Pill. Look how deep Steinwasser is trying to receive the ball. Gongora. Martinez.
That's
Wide
the ball
for Ludwig,
movement
yep.
they need there.
And Ludwig has floated into a wider location as well, hoping to find the spaces that'll get him on the ball. Steinwasser. Kratzer, they're playing well here. They're working it around. If patterns are to be honored, then expect another Pancyprian break in just a few moments.
Right, and as good as soccer this is, I think this is kind of what Jeff Pill wanted to avoid, right? When he was saying he wanted to see that early service. Pancyprians are doing.
Look at Steinvascher. They've got to find him. They're going to. But they're so quick to return to a defensive position are the Pancyprian Freedoms. Pill, there's an early service into the box. It's going to fall for Martinez. Right-footed strike at it that Pancyprian Freedoms are able to clear. Back at the feet of Lecomte. Steinvascher again just outside of your frame. But from our vantage point, we can see him just in behind Forster.
Now we'll need to move into that dangerous position.
Will it find Steinvascher? I mean, it has to be karmic at this point. That's the second beautiful ball into the back stick that is just a hair ahead or behind the necessary touch. And they will have to go again to find their opening goal. Pancyprian Freedoms in control once again.
Yeah, that seems to be the vital difference in this game is just that clinical finish at the end of an attack, right? We've seen the Pancyprian Freedom be almost too good at it. And as we see here, Milwaukee Torrent again just missing that final piece to put it in the back of the net.
Well, a defensive substitution, Arsenios Dimitru will replace Rafael Bustamante. As he jogs his way off the pitch, his contributions have them a step and a half to the top of the podium and to the top of the amateur football world. The centennial anniversary of the Amateur Cup being held here in Dekalb, Illinois, the NIU campus.
And about an hour into this game, Diego, you couldn't think of a more deserving champion than this display of soccer that we are seeing from the New York Pancyprian Freedom.
I don't think you could think of two more deserving finalists as well, but they have been a class and a step above. Well, here goes Junior Rosero holding up. Forced backwards on the ball and off the ball. He's just faster than anyone. Good ball out for Forster. Pressed by Steinvascher. Kronis picks his head up, looks for space, finds it himself.
Great
Still
run.
Kronis, clever. This is magic from the center back through for Holland. Takes a touch, which brings him back. Holland chips up. Great attack there from the Pancyprian Freedoms.
Yeah, and the captain, Andreas Kronis, honestly just cannot overstate the impact that he has had this weekend for this New York side, anchoring the back. I mean, he is just a legend on this side, a legend in the Cyprian community. What a player.
Jax Luis as well, his partner in the back line. So solid, unstoppable, rises above everyone for his clearances with his head. Just, again, a step and a class above.
Yeah, worth noting, Kronis as well did spend, he has participated with the United States under-17 and under-18 national teams. So, honestly, just quietly doing his best back there.
Here comes the Torrent. Good spin there by Vong. Good touches. Gongora and Ludwig. Oh, that's going to fall for Vong. Trying to work some space, sliding in. Steinvascher now trying to recover possession. Ruiz Restrepo 2v2 with Junior Rosero. Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo gets a touch. Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo goes end line, catches up to the ball. Out of bounds is the call.
Slightly heavy on that last touch.
Yep. Very nearly able to place that one across the face of goal. Let's see. Oh, just took that last bounce over the line. Back to live action. Taylor Pill receives in the wide area, has some room to run, but needs to drive a little quicker. Gives it for Steinvascher. Javier Steinvascher still in possession. Couldn't quite work his magic around Forster.
There you go.
Ludwig. Max Ludwig.
Yep.
A D2 All-American gives it. Here is Martinez forced backwards. Max Ludwig still in possession. Ball is just glued to his feet whenever he's got it. Tries to be clever.
But again, we see they are most dangerous when they dribble at the defenders. I think that is what Jeff Pill was trying to get across him at halftime. You know, yes, it's great to keep possession, but we got to take someone on. We got to be dangerous.
All the way back for Kratzer and Pill. Gives for Steinwasser, tries the cheeky flick on. Forster equal to it. Steinwasser, a low sock Copa Mundial combo. Love it. Man after my own heart. Kaup. And Gongora.
Early
Taylor
service
Pill.
here.
Couldn't find it. Steinwasser.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Bearing down on him. Yep,
yeah,
that's a foul.
Making it easy there on the center. Mr. Wood out there. No hesitation.
But making his presence feel, Junior Rosero, or presence felt, pardon me. Keeping the pair of center backs on their toes, alert to his presence.
There's Lecomte in the middle.
Oh, not the pass he wanted for Gongora. Holland with the ball at his feet. Forster to the middle for Balon.
That is the early service.
Oh, that's a great ball.
The Milwaukee Torrent is wanting to use.
Controlled by Ortner.
Beautiful work by Ortner.
Here's Gongora now for Lecomte. Steinwasser. Searching ball. It's going to be Dumitru on the end of it. Now Sluis. Cutting ball through the middle. Ruiz Restrepo can't get on the end of it. Instead, it is Martinez. Martinez searching for space. They've got to take their shots when they come. They're looking for the perfect opportunity. And perfect has just not been the name of the game. Whether it's on your weak or your strong foot, you just have to put something on net at some point. Steinwasser turns, clever, working. Steinwasser. Oh, beautiful. Taylor Pill.
He was in.
Gongora now. Gongora looking for the perfect shot again. Oh, this is a beautiful dummy. Too high, the opportunity from Martinez.
Unlucky there. Just really unfortunate to see that one going over the post. One of their most promising attacks so far this half. You know, again, most dangerous when they start to run at the defender with the ball, find someone wide, whether it's left or right. That's been their best look so far.
And again, just a hesitancy to pull the shot, to take something on. I get that they're down and they need to get something that's more sure, but I suppose in my eyes, you just want to put something to test the keeper. You never know what's going to end up working out.
Yeah, Diego, I'm not sure they've had many windows. I mean, that's how stifling this New York defense has been. We saw Steinwasser a few times coming right across the 18, just looking for a window to get a shot off. It's so hard at this level.
Cronies. Sluis. Dumitru. Dumitru with some room to run. There are numbers back. Oh, there's numbers on this side too. Ooh, almost a perfect ball in for Forster. Maybe a little more power on it to get in behind Taylor Pill. Regardless, the Torrent come away with the ball. Only one goal so far in this second half of action. So it's definitely better so far from the Torrent. And Junior Rosero take a bow, exit, stage left, to be replaced by Alexi Morel. What a performance he has had today, this weekend, this season. Deserving of all praise and all award.
Absolutely, and he has just been textbook beautiful this weekend. Amazing work, tallying goals in both games. And you'd love to say that he's been the key to this New York Pancyprian Freedoms wins, but to be honest, it's been such an equal team effort. They're so dangerous in multiple positions.
Yeah, it's been a school janitor's keychain. It's been just jingling everywhere. Here comes Morel, his first involvement. He's going to find Restrepo. Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo dancing on the ball. Finds Balon. Ruiz Restrepo, Holland. This is Holland. Gives. Flicked on by Argudo. Holland!
Ooh. Not a bad effort there.
Not bad at all.
You know, you look at this offense and it's so interesting. You see the contrast of a speed demon like Junior Rosero and then someone like Joe Holland that, yeah, technically can play through the midfield. But when he gets in on goal, he's just going to use his big body and throw whatever he can at it.
Here are Milwaukee Torrent still seeking their first goal. Maybe trying to collect something from their finals appearance before the final bell tolls. Pill. Vong facing Cronus. Cronus just putting a shoulder into the back of Gabe Vong. Puts him off his touch. Beautiful ball out for Alexi Morel. Alexi Morel in behind Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo. He will dance. Oh,
wow.
Fred Astaire. Gene Kelly gives it, leaves
my.
it. Beautiful.
Oh, what a save.
Tremendous save.
Huh. If you rewatch anything tonight, just rewatch that series. What a beautiful work down the end line by Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo and a beautiful dummy in the middle of the park. Wow, what a soccer play, Diego.
I mean, you could write a series, Football for Dummies, and it's just a link to this stream. They are playing textbook, beautiful football.
Oh, I thought that's because we were sounding so smart.
Well, I mean, that's commentary for dummies.
There you go.
It's a series, you know. Lecomte. Ball out for Pill. Takes his touchdown. Where is Steinwasser?
We need a new 9.
Ball for Cope. And Ludwig, who's been involved heavily. Steinwasser now finding himself on the ball.
Uncharacteristically large touch for him, but he's going to make it work.
But effective, though. Finds Pill. Can they find the early service? Martinez making a run in. Cronus is there, though, with tremendous positioning. Good touch from Steinwasser.
Again, just missing that final piece of the puzzle. Everything looking good. Build-up looking good.
Yep.
Early service going in. Just missing that one final piece.
You can see the composite image of the multicolored fish, but it's that last scale that needs to be placed. Cope. Lecomte. Lecomte again. Kratzer. Look at how high their lines are.
Yeah, really throwing everything they can
Cleared
at
away.
this.
Kratzer controls. Andreas Iosifidis ready to come
Good
on
find.
for the Pancyprian Freedoms. Here's Taylor Pill. Ball
Oh.
in. Cleared away by
wow.
the foot. Yeah. Gongora. Steinwasser. Steinwasser can't spin.
Color me impressed there, Josh Levine.
I mean, doing it all. Doing it with every part of his body.
I can hear my collegiate coach now yelling at me to just use my hands, but hey, if it works, it works.
Searching ball for Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo. Will go wanting. And here is Andreas Iosifidis. He will replace the MLS draft pick Luis Argudo in the midfield.
Yeah, and what a weekend for Argudo. He's just been a stalwart there in the midfield, anchoring things, being that connective tissue. You've seen a couple early balls that he's been able to play on. Probably has more assists than I know of at this point, but a brilliant weekend by Luis Argudo.
Set to come on for Milwaukee Torrent, Michael Duesi, as well as Juan Lopez. The pair of attackers looking to inject some life into this match for the Torrent. Just under 20 minutes to be played here. 20 minutes to 100 years of history. Ludwig releases. Here come the Torrent. Can they find the early service? They'll hold it up. Pill is available.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just couldn't find it.
Here's Ludwig once more. Vong. Back for Gongora. Vong can't get on the end of it. Cleared away. We'll hold for a pair of substitutions. Maybe a bit of number confusion there, but there it is. So it's going to be Michael Doese on for Javier Steinwasser. Jamie Lecomte also to be replaced by Juan Lopez. Pair of important players are going to make way for the Torrent.
Yeah, it's interesting here, Diego, if that is the end of their weekend or if they're potentially just getting a quick rest for a final push.
I believe we are under FIFA rules. So
are we? Okay.
Once you're out, you're done. Also a substitution for the Pancyprian Freedoms, Luke Hansen into the match. Replacing, that was Matthew Forster who made way. So it is closing time at the Last Chance Saloon. Great ball through from Vong. Juan Lopez not going to get on the end of it, and it's a goal kick for Josh Levine. Here's another substitution making way in this match, James Tristino. It'll be Samir Fatazada, likely to shore up the midfield ranks.
Yeah, and how nice for the New York Pancyprian Freedoms not having to use Samir until this point in the game. He really played a
substitution to deploy, no kidding.
Played a vital part for them Thursday, really shoring things up and helping them find success. But how nice for them to be able to put him in with the scoreline looking like it is.
Well, take a bow, James Tristino. What a season he's had leading up to these finals. 11 goals, 3 assists in the EPSL season. And did a lot of damage Thursday night in our semis.
He has definitely had himself a banner weekend and will look to continue that.
Yeah, I mentioned before, I'll say it again. The EPSL and the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup should be on lookout. Great service into Pill. Gabe Vong cutting in, gapping the center backs, maybe. Oh, shoot the ball.
Yep, I'm with you on that one.
There is Martinez. Finally, we're going to have a corner for the Milwaukee Torrent.
Well done there, finally forcing Josh Levine into some action here. Gabe Vong, we wanted him to take a shot, but it looks like just able to. Looks like Michael Dosey up there with his first shot on goal this weekend.
Pill to serve it in. Owen Gendrich will wait to come on for the Torrent. Service. Martinez on the back end. Going to let it trickle out for a throw. Gendrich will make his way onto the field. The listed defender will replace Ethan Kratzer. With around about 15 minutes left to be played. Let's take a moment to thank our referee team for this final. Brian Wood is our center. Eric Wood is joined by Corey Beecher in the roles of assistant referees. Dan Ortega is your fourth official. Also want to thank our sponsors for this weekend, Dunkin'. USASA is proud to partner with Dunkin' for this National Amateur Cup weekend. The National Amateur Cup runs on Dunkin', and each player received a Dunkin' gift card in their welcome package for this weekend. Whether it's balls, kits, gear, or the like, Capelli Sport has got what you are looking for, head over to Capelli Sport to see all of their incredible, capellisport.com, pardon me, to see all of their incredible wares and the like. Finally, Michelob Ultra, the superior light beer, is a proud partner and sponsor for the U.S. Amateur Cup Finals weekend. In round about 13 minutes, you are going to see the Fritz Marth Cup awarded to the winner, and that celebration will be presented by Michelob Ultra. Doesi on the ball for the Torrent. Clever footwork. Doesi into the middle, immediately cut out there by Iosifidis. Great challenge.
Yeah, and even though we've seen Milwaukee Torrent have a larger portion of the opportunities this half, still nothing that's really troubling that back line. You know, we've seen Levine make a couple saves, but nothing out of his routine.
Foul there by Juan Lopez. Frustration maybe setting in.
That might earn him a card there.
Looks like the referee will put his name into the little black book.
Yeah, definitely some frustration at the end there. There's just no need as Kronis goes down. Yeah, you hate to see that just take it. It's just unnecessary. That's all it is.
Christoforos Molinos will replace the captain, Andreas Kronis.
Yeah, and receiving a massive ovation, as he deserves, captaining this side all the way to the final.
Exit. Of course, there's probably some gamesmanship in time wasting, but at this point, the seconds may bleed.
And you
the
can
time
just
may expire.
Yeah, you can tell by these embraces from Joe Holland,
Oh,
Ruiz Restrepo there.
palpable.
This just means so much to this player. Coach Pano there. Oh, he's so happy. You love to see that. That's the part that we love here at USASA.
These are the moments that define football from the top down to the amateur level. The feeling is translatable despite language, despite culture, despite creed. Wherever you go on this planet, if you've got a soccer ball, you're going to have a million friends, and that is the beauty of the beautiful game.
Well said, Diego.
Holland trying to be cheeky.
Hey, yeah.
Catches one.
Not necessarily dirty, but can't blame Holland for wanting to add his name to the tally sheet.
Another substitution. This time it will be that is Alejandro Martinez to make way for Joseph Arrigoni. Now into the match, Joseph Arrigoni for the Milwaukee Torrent.
And they are out of subs at this point with about 11 minutes plus some stoppage to go.
Ludwig just trying to maintain possession. Pill. It's too deep for the Milwaukee Torrent as they are committing everything forward. Gongora and Ludwig look like will take up the position as out-and-out sixes, and everyone else is forward.
Oh. Yeah, you know, I've been impressed with as many numbers as Milwaukee Torrent has pushed forward this half. I think there's only been one time that they've honestly been caught out on a transition. As the curse of the commentator comes back again.
Moving forward for the Pancyprian Freedom, Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo into Samir Fatazada, receives it again. Ruiz Restrepo. Iosifidis, first time for Morel. Morel flips one into the box. Holland can't redirect it goalward. Ludwig is there at the back stick to clean up. But he's still got some work to do, does Max Ludwig, out of bounds to the direction of the Torrent. Well, both teams representing our amateur association so well this weekend. Great stewards of the game. The Pancyprian Freedoms from that historic Cosmopolitan Soccer League and the EPSL. The Torrent from USASA's largest member organization, the NPSL. You couldn't have asked for two more vital, life sources of lifeblood for the amateur game to be represented at this final in the centennial anniversary.
Absolutely. It's those smaller leagues that are able to come together and make this event so fantastic.
Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo. Back to Morel. Josefidis. Luke Hansen back to his goalkeeper. Long ball there from Balon. Pancyprian Freedoms are going to keep it. Ball into the box, met there by Cope. Back on the ball are the Torrent, 8 minutes. And some change perhaps.
Oof, just a bit behind him there.
Arrigoni failing to control the ball. And we're going to see a change of goalkeeper after this foul, perhaps. Arrigoni, frustration setting in for him as well. It will be Josh Levine who receives an incredible ovation. He has been lights out and shut down in this final. George Angelidis will make his debut for the match. Join this team as a backup goalkeeper and will see out the final 7.
Yeah, good for him. That's George Angelidis. He's the Youth Academy goalkeeper coach for the youth club that is associated with the New York Pancyprian Freedoms. I'm sure plenty of young goalkeepers excited to see him get out and get some time in between the sticks for this championship match.
So he teaches those kids from Eleftheria, Pancyprian, how to not let my team score. All right, good to know. We'll have words after the match. Luke Hansen. Morel. Great turn there by Fatazada. Releases for Holland. Holland winds up, crosses into the box. Great head on there. It's going to be cleared away. It's going to be given for Arrigoni. Arrigoni plays back and into the middle for Ludwig. Great ball to find Gongora in a pocket of space. Look on this near side. Look on this near side. They're going to close it down if you don't see it. Look on this near side. There we go. Gendrich. Gendrich.
You've got no angle now, sir. Ah, God, you'd just like to see it. You know, I'm fine with him holding that ball for as long as he did, because what that does is it draws a defender in. What that also does, though, is it takes away Gendrich's angle. So he's got to get that shot off first or second touch.
Yep, just that hesitancy to kind of make that decisive play, whether it's the shot, whether it's the ball in. But here are the Torrent on a corner. Taylor Pill to serve it in. Taylor Pill, that's great. It's lifted. Oh, the jump was just too early. It's going to be released, though, and sent all the way back. Sam Ortner out to possess. Max Ludwig. Finds Gabe Vong with a great ball draw on the defender. Come on, Gendrich, get moving. Controlled again. Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo, the Energizer Bunny, has not stopped sprinting since minute 1.
It's a great recovery run by Gendrich there.
Fatazada. Josefidis. And Morel. Middle for Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo. Under 5 minutes now. The end in sight.
Yeah, and the Milwaukee Torrent press from that top 3 attackers just has not been an issue for this back line this game at all. We've seen no silly giveaways. We've almost seen them pick them apart quicker when they pressure.
Well, this has been an absolute clinic. Pancyprian Freedoms will start next season as reigning USASA Amateur Cup champions. Will start next season with an automatic berth into that illustrious Lamar Hunt US Open Cup. and will start next season feeling themselves as the best amateur club, in the country.
Yeah, and for those of us joining us that aren't super familiar with the American soccer hierarchy, 1, we don't blame you. It is confusing. 2, Lamar Hunt Open Cup. As close as we can describe it to almost a, well, it's the FA Cup in the American version a bit, but you'll see these squads like New York Pancyprian Freedoms, these amateur teams going up against some larger sides that you've heard of before, like New York Red Bull, Seattle Sounders, some of those larger MLS sides. So what a cool opportunity.
Normally they would have to go through the amateur qualifying rounds, but this gives them the automatic berth. And perhaps, should things go the way of the Warrior, the Steinbrecher Cup will be back next season, and we should see the Pancyprian Freedoms taking a spot in that historic tournament as well. George Elidis, his first touch on the ball, snags it out the air and distributes. Morel. With around about 2 minutes left, we do want to remind you to stick around post-match for the Michelob Ultra Trophy presentation. We will see Andreas Kronis and the New York Pancyprian Freedoms, barring an absolute miracle, lift the Fritz Marth Trophy.
I would love to see that miracle. Not even sure how it might be mathematically possible.
A lot of running.
More than I'm willing to do.
We may yet have some stoppage time as well.
On the way,
Gabe Vong. But it is game management from here on out to see this one out and to go down in history as the Centennial Champions. A trophy which has eluded this historic club since its inception in 1974, formed in response to the illegal invasion and occupation of 36% of Cyprus. They have been a hallmark of Hellenic culture in the New York region for 50 years.
It's always so cool to see a storied program meet up with a storied trophy, you know. And this is a squad that has competed for the Open Cup every year that it's been in existence and never been able to take it home.
They are more than just a soccer club. They are a beacon of cultural heritage and community strength. Here's a corner for FC Milwaukee. Torrent served in well.
Probably their most dangerous corner I've seen in.
But will clear the lines. Counting down the seconds. Pancyprian Freedoms holding the ball up. Will have 3 minutes of bated breath before they can officially call themselves Centennial Champions. 100 years of history. 100 years.
Whoa.
Since Fleischer Yarn in Chicago, back in the great state of Illinois. The Hellenic and Cyprian, New York Pancyprian Freedoms.
And a much-deserved champion. Sitting here, I'm pretty good at critiquing soccer and finding something I don't like. It's just been a full, complete game from the New York Pancyprian Freedoms.
Well, it is professionalism personified. It is passionate. It is measured. It is fast at the best of times. It is controlled at the best of times. It is everything you want your champions to be, and they'll have a free kick maybe to tack on.
Yeah, and you know, you feel almost a little unfair to the Milwaukee Torrent looking at this scoreline. They have played a very competitive game. I would say this was more competitive of the semifinal and the finals, even though the scoreline doesn't necessarily look like it.
In here for the Milwaukee Torrent. And they're still working. There still may yet be a consolation prize here. I think they will be more than happy with second best in the country. They have shown well. They have been professional. They have been lethal.
They've brought us some brilliant soccer. I mean, what a fantastic semifinal game that was on Thursday. And tonight, they have been an equal contender to this New York Pancyprian team. And, you know, you've got to give them credit. They've played well. They've been committed to their style of play. Unfortunately, just unable to put any goals up tonight.
Ball at the feet, or the hands, pardon me, of Sam Ortner, rolled out. Will test a long ball. Look at that from Sluis. 90 minutes plus 3. Still, the cream rises to the top, gets up to smack that with his head. 10 seconds. 10 seconds is all we have. 3, 2, 1. There's 90 plus 3. There's the final whistle. And there's your champions. Give them the applause they deserve. New York Pancyprian Freedoms can exhale and take their final bow. Curtain call has come.
USASA national champion.
The sun shines on New York, on the Pancyprian Freedoms, on Region 1, on the EPSL, the CSL, and the hard-fought season that these men have been through. Junior Rosero, Joseph Holland, and Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo, your goal scorers, along with Matthew Forster on that tremendous free kick. Folks, this has been some of the best amateur soccer that any of us could ever be lucky enough to watch. It has been such an honor to be here with you, Kristen. What a match we saw, what a tournament we've been a part of, and we get to do it all again tomorrow.
Absolutely, Diego. It has been a pleasure to stand alongside you here in Dekalb, and what a treat for us. I mean, beautiful soccer both evenings. We've seen some exciting games. We saw some exciting goals. Word on the street as we even had a goal end up on the Sports Center top 10. So, you know what more can we ask for from a gorgeous weekend in Illinois? Two beautiful playing teams that unfortunately we just had a bit of a lopsided scoreline tonight.
Indeed, the scoreline once again not reflecting the storyline. FC Milwaukee Torrent have shown well and represented themselves well. Folks, we are going to stay live as we bring you the Michelob Ultra trophy presentation. Andreas Kronis and the New York Pancyprian Freedoms will raise the trophy that has eluded them for 50 years.
Yeah, look at the smiles on the faces there of the ones we can catch. You just know how much this means to them and the whole community back home in New York watching. I'm sure we've even got some people still back in Europe watching, keeping track of their guys here tonight. And, you know, what an awesome experience for them.
Oh, absolutely. The trophy will be presented by USASA Executive Director Bruce Bodie, USASA President John Mata, USASA Vice President Fritz Marth, and then from US Soccer, Melissa Radke and Matthew Peters. John Hall from DKCU, Dekalb County United, will also be there. They have been our tremendous hosts for the weekend. Let's give them a big thank you for being excellent stewards of this tremendous sport.
Yeah, it's been a beautifully run weekend. I mean, the soccer complex here at Northern Illinois University is gorgeous. We've known that for years, but wow, what a job U.S. Soccer has done. What a job USASA has done. We've had fantastic interviews from the NPSL president all the way down to Fritz Marth that you heard at halftime. I mean, what an awesome weekend for the amateur soccer world.
Well, we take a look at the Milwaukee Torrent, who put in 90 plus 3 minutes of hard football. And they will feel the heartbreak, they will feel the sting as they go back into the NPSL season and the NISA Independent Cup. They should hopefully give it some time, but they should inspire some confidence.
Yeah.
There is Mr. John Mata, you saw for just a moment, holding that Fritz Marth Cup. Well, from our angle, he almost dropped it. So, John Mata, ladies and gentlemen.
Get it together. Yeah, I mean, Jeff Pill on the sidelines there with the Milwaukee Torrent. He knows what he just saw. His team did everything he asked of them. Maybe a few more things he would have loved to tweak, right? But obviously just clear that the New York Pancyprian Freedoms had it gelling, had it going early. They were lethal once they got into the attacking third, and sometimes there's just no stopping an immovable object.
There you see the finalist medal, which will be awarded to the FC Milwaukee Torrent for their participation in this Centennial Finals.
See him taking some pictures with the fans and some other organization officials there. Truly just a championship for the entire club, the youth program, everyone back in New York keeping tabs on them. They've made you proud.
President Philip Christopher, General Manager George Halkidis. This is going to be one for the history books in the Pancyprian Freedoms. They may yet again be back, but talk about how important it is to win this one. 50 years since their founding, 100 years of the Amateur Cup. Stars aligning for the boys in blue this year, and history made. So, folks, it'll be a few minutes to set up. We are going to keep our stream running. You may hear a little less from us, but do enjoy the images from the NIU Sports and Soccer Complex. It's been a joy to commentate this tremendous soccer. It's been a joy to be here and just feel the energy and the electricity of this event. Thank you, of course, to USASA for having us. Thank you to Duncan, to Capelli Sport, to Michelob Ultra for their sponsorship, to Dekalb County United for their hosting and their stewardship, to NIU for having us on campus, ISC for hosting these incredible streams. I feel just so fortunate to have been here, to have experienced it all. Kristen, thank you for being my partner on these broadcasts.
Diego, it has been an absolute pleasure between the vocab words of the day, the one-liners after goals. I can't come up with a more exciting weekend of amateur soccer than standing alongside you and being caught off guard.
Folks, a reminder, of course, that we do have another match tomorrow. It's the women's finals. Pan World Elite FC is going to take on Winger FC. That's going to be at 11. It was scheduled for noon. Of course, that game will be moved up just an hour as we anticipate some inclement weather.
Nothing new for us here in the Midwest, Diego.
It's 11 a.m., by the way, Central Time. Set your clocks, set your alarms. I guess reset them. Definitely looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I look at some great personnel around the table there. John Hall, we got to speak with yesterday, and Fritz Marth, obviously, just were able to catch him at halftime.
Setup duty, yep. Bruce Bodie in his signature hat, John Mata standing alongside him. There those two are, the executive director and president, respectively.
We just have to give a big shout out to Bruce and to John and to Fritz there as well. I mean, what an amazing weekend. We have had everything we've needed from a production standpoint, from a commentator standpoint. I mean, and it all goes, down to about those three men right there that have really put their heart and soul into organizing this for the last year.
Hey, let's give a shout out, an unsung hero, Matt Zielik, the chair of the Cups committee this year. brought us out here, did a wonderful job putting a lot of things together to bring us, the commentary team, the broadcast team. We're going to listen to Bruce Bodie.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the game tonight.
Bruce Bodie here speaking.
There's never a worthy champion without a worthy opponent, and I thank you for being that tonight. New York Pancyprians, congratulations. Thank you. From New York. What I would like to, we'll have a presentation of medals for the players and the teams. And but first, John Mata, president of USASA, will present a commemorative coin to the referee group.
Okay, we'd like to have
Receive their awards, indeed. Your referees, Mr. Brian Wood, assistants Eric Wood and Corey Beecher, and fourth official, Dan Ortega.
That was John Mata there, just presenting some commemorative medals to our referee crew.
Again, a huge shout out to our referees and a thank you for the thankless job that they have to do. That's Brian Wood, who was our center, Eric Wood, our first assistant, Corey Beecher, our second assistant, and Dan Ortega was our fourth official.
Okay, with this, okay, I'll present the awards tonight. John Mata, president of USASA, who we just introduced. We have Fritz Marth, vice president of USASA. John Hall from Dekalb United, our host partner here in Dekalb. Melissa Radke from US Soccer, and Matthew Peters from US Soccer. Thank you all for being here. With that, Milwaukee Torrent, I'd like you to come through and get your individual player medal.
And now, commiserations to Milwaukee Torrent. Please give it up to Milwaukee Torrent. Worthy opponents, fantastic run through the competition this season. Great local neighbours of ours, of course. Commiserations, gentlemen and ladies involved.
Second place medals being passed out there to the Milwaukee Torrent.
Being awarded, of course, by John Hall of DKCU, Matthew Peters and Melissa Radke from US Soccer, and from USASA, Fritz Marth, John Mata, and Bruce Bodie. It was a long, hard-fought path through Chicago House Athletic Club, Vlora Football Club, and Bavarian United in qualifying. They took down Arizona FC before meeting the Pancyprians, and they will be honored and commemorated tonight as second-place finalists in the centennial anniversary of the USASA Amateur Cup.
Captain Taylor Pill probably passing along some inspirational words for next year.
Come and accept your individual medals. Vice President will present them.
And now, please give it up.
The champions, the New York Pancyprian Freedoms, who have fought the long, hard road through perennial finalist Newtown Pride, through Providence City Football Club, through Christos FC, through Tobacco Road FC, and finally through the Milwaukee Torrent. They have defined this sport as an art form. They have been poetic, they have been beautiful. They have defined the classiness that you love to see from champions in defeat as stewards of this game. They have defined history for the Hellenic culture. 50 years since the club's inception in response to Turkey's invasion and occupation of 36% of Cyprus. 100 years since the first amateur cup held in Chicago, and this year, just in the shadow of the Sears Tower in Dekalb, Illinois, on the beautiful NIU campus, hosted by Dekalb County United. You can't feel any different but that the New York Pancyprian Freedoms are the best amateur team in the country, deserving of these winners' medals, deserving of the Fritz Marth Cup, and deserving of their place in history. A final look at your champions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best amateur team in America in 2024. New York Pancyprian Freedoms. Congratulations all.
Congratulations again to both teams, but of course, to the Pancyprian Freedoms. Let's see it. Let's see the trophy.
We gotta get the smack right up the face.
No one more deserving to raise the trophy than Captain Andreas Kronis.
Final few words here from John Mata.
Which you did it, but now you're proud to say that you finally can put your name in the book as one of the winners. And for those that don't know, they win the 100th anniversary cup on their 50th anniversary as a club. So congratulations. Thank you. So with that, I'd like to present you with the trophy of the championship. Oh, that's right. The championship of the USASA 100th anniversary. Zizou! Zizou!
Well, elusive no more. They'll take another lap around U.S. Soccer's trophy collection, but one to add to the history books, to the trophy cabinet. Congratulations to the Pancyprian Freedoms. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to do it all again, 11 o'clock tomorrow, with Pan World Elite and Winger FC. It's been one heck of a match, one heck of a tournament, one heck of a weekend for Diego Mijan and Kristen Hazley and ISC Sports Network. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app.